What is good, YouTube fam? It is another day. It is day 280, and I did not record a video yesterday. So yesterday was Sunday, it's just a chill church day, you know, like good stuff. But if y'all can see here, I got me a little bit of a haircut. You see what I'm saying right there? It looks pretty good, you know. It's a lot cleaner than what I had before. I don't know how often y'all get y'all's haircut. I know some people, they get haircuts like every other week, or some people even get their haircut every single week. I get my haircut like twice a year probably, honestly. I just don't really like care. It's not really that big of a deal to me. But we are in the car right now. So I told y'all that on Friday night we ended up hitting a deer with our car. So our whole right front side, which the lights still work, so I'm still technically street legal. Like I can still drive around because my lights work. But my mom, she talked to the insurance people and all that. We got us like a car shop that we're going to be taking it to sometime soon here. So I got a couple weeks that I can save me up some money, you know, for the deductible fee. I told y'all it's like there's a fee you have to pay. You have the insurance. If you have full coverage, it'll cover all the damage to the car, but you have to pay a deductible yourself to the body shop, which that'll be fine. You know, I'm gonna be trying to save up a good amount of money. I should be getting my paycheck either today, Tuesday, or Wednesday. I told y'all we got a new owner at the gym, and he's still getting all like payroll and all that figured out. Man, I'm hoping this next paycheck though is gonna be pretty hefty. I worked 36 hours last week, plus I signed up 3 new contracts, so right there's an extra $30. Hoping it's gonna be at least 300. You know, I'm wanting to save at least $200 per paycheck, you know, to put back for this deductible, and then depending on however long that it takes to get the car fixed, you know, I'll have enough money definitely to be able to afford that. So you know what I mean. And this is another crazy thing. I actually don't have anything else to resell. Literally every single thing that I have had in my collection that I posted on Mercari, I have sold. I have nothing left to resell, at least for now, you know. So I had 2 things I was gonna post. I had that big tub of Legos I was gonna post on there, which I mean, that's not really gonna go for much, you know, because it's just like pieces. People want like a set, like a built, good-looking set. People don't really care that much for just like a big box of pieces. So I gave the box of pieces to my 2 younger brothers. They're like 7 years old, and the other one's like 6 years old. So we gave the box to them, so they had fun. They're having fun playing with those. And then if y'all remember, I told y'all that I had like the lights on all my glass display cases and on all my black bookcases. I actually took all those off, and I told y'all that I was thinking about, I don't really like them because they don't really work as good, you know. If I'm gonna get some new lights one day, I'm just gonna save up like a lot of money, spend like $150+ just to get really, really good bright LED lights. I did my YouTube research and I found some good ones on Amazon that I'm thinking about getting. It's gonna cost $170, but like I said, I'm gonna try to save about $200 a week. 1, for the deductible payment, and 2, I could save up for like cool stuff like that or something that I really want in the future. You know what I mean? So me and my mom were actually talking about this this morning. So I told, if y'all seen my videos, I've been spending a lot of money on like new collectibles and this and that, you know, not really things that you need. It's just like things like I desire, things that I want, things that I like are cool. We were saying, or she was telling me that God, he puts these like, I guess hiccups, like these bumps in your path to make you learn from them. And I was like, yeah, that's true, you know. But I'm not really like struggling for money. Like I could afford to pay the deductible right now. I'm not saying that I'm broke, but I'm just saying, like, you know, maybe saving a little bit more money will be good for me, which I haven't been able to save that much from work checks, because I haven't been making that much money over the past probably 6 months. But now I'm gonna be getting a lot. I'm gonna be getting paid a lot more, which will be good. You know what I mean? I have enough money for gas, food, enough money to put back for tithes, investing, savings. That's like the main things that people do. Just all them different categories, you know. And like I said, I want to save more money for either stuff like emergencies like this, like I just wrecked my car, you know. That's something that I can't even really help. You know, a deer just runs out in front of your car, you can't really, there's nothing you can do about it. And then, you know, I can save for like future cool stuff that I want and all that. But like I said, it's just a learning experience, you know. You live and you learn. But we're going to get headed off to the gym now. We have a 12 to 8 work shift today. And tomorrow I'll be back to school for my first class, for my English class. You know, I told y'all we only have to go 1 day a week, every Tuesday, which is pretty good if I say so myself. You know, save me some money on gas and all that. But let's get headed off to work. We should be hitting a pretty good upper body workout or lower body today, kind of whichever just one I feel. As long as I hit them at least twice a week, you know, as long as I at least hit upper body twice a week and lower body twice a week, that's gonna be a pretty good plan, if I say so myself. But let's get headed down the road for our 12 to 8 work shift. All right, y'all. We're about an hour into the shift right now. The boss, he told me to go run to Dollar General and get some trash bags and get some cleaning supplies because we are running low. But I tell y'all what, man, this week I'm gonna be clocking in my first ever 40-hour week, man. This is gonna be crazy. I'm working literally 40 exact hours on the dot. He said he can't give me no more, you know, because you have to give like people benefits. You have to pay them time and a half if you go over that 40-hour mark right there. But it's pretty crazy, y'all. I clocked in 35 hours last week, plus I signed up 3 members. So before taxes, that's roughly about it's about $450, something like that, which is very good if I say so myself. But if y'all can see, the Dollar General is literally right there to the left, if y'all can see the sign. So we're gonna head in there, it's right there. We're gonna head in there and then get some cleaning supplies. All right, y'all have never seen this part of the gym, so this is a back garage right here. So the owner told me to come back in here. He showed me a little bit earlier and he gave me a stack of files. Look at all of these files of just old members. He told me to call every single one of these people back. So he told me, he said, of course, every single person I sign up for a year-long contract, he gives me an extra $10, and he did give me my paycheck today. So I will show y'all how I'm gonna be budgeting that out for this week. It's a pretty hefty one if I say so myself, but like I said, man, there's probably thousands of contracts just here. You see like there's boxes just filled. I took a box out there to go look at them, but like I said, man, I can make me a lot of money, and the business could do pretty well on this too, but that's a lot right there, isn't it? All right, everyone, we are about 5.5 hours into our shift right now. It is 5:40. I told y'all that there's like 30 boxes like these in the garage in the very, very back of the gym. I went through, I got 2 stacks. I got a stack of people that don't want to renew and people that might be renewing. So hey, that'll make me some extra money, you know, if I sign people up for a year-long contract. I might go get some Burger King here in a minute. I'm a little bit hungry, and man, my check was crazy. So I cashed my check on my online like mobile thing, but I have to wait till tomorrow to get it. So tomorrow's video, I'll be budgeting out the check, showing y'all all that stuff. But man, it was pretty hefty. I told y'all that it's gonna be at least $300. It was $380. That right there is just what you call crazy. I don't know if I'll be able to. I might try to put back like $300. I told y'all I might try to save $200 from this check. It's gonna be pretty big. I might try to put back $300, you know, because I really am needing to get the car fixed, you know. I'm not really like in a rush to get it fixed to pay that deductible payment. But I mean, I might as well just go ahead and save up and get it, you know. I mean, I can save up the money now, and then the future money that I get, I can use for stuff that I like or just save for stuff that I want. But we might get headed on the road in a minute, like I said. We'll leave for like 10 or 15 minutes and then come back, get us some food and all that. But it's been a day, man. A lot of people's been building some new stuff. Y'all seen the new pec deck, the chest machine, where you do this for chest and you do the opposite way for back, which is cool. But hey, man, it's been a pretty chill shift and all that stuff. But like I said, there's like 30 boxes of just contracts and stuff that I gotta go through. But I ain't doing it all today. I'm not even gonna do probably a full box today. I'm just gonna do it over time, kind of just whenever I'm bored, you know. Because he kind of told me just whenever like his day, I do it on my own time, go through all that stuff and all that. But let's still get us some food, and then we'll finish out this work shift. We are in the car now, guys, heading down the road to go pick up some Burger King right quick. And I was talking about this a lot a couple weeks ago before we got a new owner of the gym, about the substitute teaching job and all that stuff. I think I still am like somewhat interested in it, you know what I mean? Because like I'm gonna be making like a lot more if I was to do substitute teaching compared to this, you know. If I'm working like I did last week, I worked 6 days last week and I got a $380 paycheck, you know. If I was to work just like maybe 4 days doing the substitute teaching, I'd be making close to $600, you know what I mean? Just 3 days of substitute teaching, I'd be making more money than 6 days of working at the gym. You know, if I did 3 days of substitute teaching, that's $450. You know, $150 a day compared to working the 6 days at the gym and all that. But that'll be a future thing that we worry about. But I'm interested to see, you know, because I've kind of got these hours at the gym and all that, and I feel like that I have like I feel like it's like a very big responsibility now. You know, they're trying to make it new and all the good stuff, and I almost feel like that I have to be there, kind of like in a good way, you know, not in a bad way. I feel like I'm like an asset, I guess you could kind of say. But that's a future thing that I want to kind of think about, you know, if I want to just do the substitute teaching, you know, because that's going to really deal with like stuff that I do like for my degree and all that stuff. But who knows, man, who knows. But of course I'll let y'all know and updates and all that stuff. I need to still check out my application. I put in my application for it about like 2 weeks ago, so I need to look and see, or I maybe need to call somebody tomorrow about that. But who knows. But let's go pick up our Burger King. Just picked up our food, everyone. We got 2 Whopper Juniors and then a fry for like $8.50, something like that. But we are waiting at a railroad right now and all that, so hopefully it doesn't take too long. I got to get back to the gym. I put a sign saying I'd be back at 6. If y'all can see, it's 5:56 there, so who knows though. I'll give y'all some more updates throughout the shift, if there is any and all that. But honestly, if you want me to be honest, the work day kind of dies around like 5 or 6 o'clock. Not many people sign up. The prime time hours, whenever a lot of people's there, is between like 9 to 12, and then it's between like 3 to 6, something like that. But yeah, let's we gotta wait on this train and we'll get headed back to the gym. We have about 30 minutes left on the shift, everyone. I want to show y'all all these new boxes of equipment that they're gonna be putting in. If y'all can see, there's a whole bunch of stuff. He said in all these boxes there's 3 bench presses, 1 hack squat, then 1 hip thrust. There's a box that they built earlier. They built this this pec deck over here, like I said, that I used. But I'm interested to see how all the new stuff's gonna be looking, man. They got like I said, all this old like white piece of equipment they're taking out, they're putting in like this new gray color and then this new like black color and all that. Not a bad machine. Tomorrow they'll probably be building these 2 leg machines. Look how cool that weight stack is. It's like different colors and all that. It's pretty cool. But yeah, like I said, there's just a lot of stuff that they've been doing here. I didn't help them move none of that stuff in. You know, they put me on trash duty. So basically, these were all wrapped like in pallets and all that, and I just threw away the trash, like the pallets and all that stuff. You know, I told y'all, man, that heavy stuff had me the other day pretty bad. But yeah, we're probably gonna get headed back home after this, and then tomorrow I actually will be dropping off my car to the car body shop, or the body shop and all that. So I'll get me a good old price on like what I need to pay and all that stuff. You know, the insurance will look at it and then get that right. You know, I need to get my car back looking good, you know what I mean? So I'm thinking about maybe in the future, if I save up some money, you know, painting it. I told y'all I'm gonna try to save at least minimum $200. Max, I might could get up to like $250 to $300 to save, but who knows, man. If I repaint my car, it's gonna be like $1,000 to $2,000, you know what I mean? Think about it like this. I could either just paint my car for like I said, like $2,000, or I could get a whole bunch of new hot toys. I know that's an awful comparison, you know, because you need a car and all that, but it's just a little funny thing to think about. But hey, man, we're gonna finish off the shift and get headed back to the house.